Okay, so what I have with me is I have my jams, and I'm going to do some Halloween ones, so they're going to be a little complex because I'm going to do orange and then the chevron. Is that my nail? Orange and then the chevron, and then I'm going to do an accent nail. But I'm just going to show you, so I won't do the chevron on the video, but show you afterwards. So the other things I have with me are a nail file, a orange stick, and this will be used for your cuticles, and you can use it to put the jams on. I have scissors, just regular house scissors, nail clippers, I forgot the word, and a cute tweezers. I'm at a loss for words right now. The other thing I have is, so I'm going to show you, because I know most of you will probably be using a hair dryer, so I'll show you how to do it with the hair dryer. But I have this little Jamberry heater, which does make it a little easier, but you can definitely still do it without. I also have a buffer and alcohol wipes. And it's important that you're using alcohol wipes and not nail polish remover, because nail polish remover, like this one, you can see it has vitamin E to soften the nails and cuticles. Well, you don't want that right now. Afterwards, when you're done, if your cuticles are dry, you're more than welcome to put lotion on them or anything like that. But for now, for the application, you want to make sure that it's as dry as possible so you get the best seal. So the first thing I do is push back my cuticles. So just the same as they would do at the salon. You're just trying to get that layer off the nail, because the cuticle is the oiliest part of your nail. And so if you can get rid of as much of that as possible, or just push it, I just push it to the side, then you'll have a longer lasting wrap. My cuticles aren't bad because I do this all the time, but they might be a little further up, so you just want to make sure you get as much as possible. And then you can use a buffer, and that will get off. There's actually a layer of cuticle over your nail, and you want to get rid of that because, again, it's oily. So getting rid of it will make it stay a little better. You don't have to do a lot, not like the buzzing at the nail salon or anything like that. Just enough to kind of scrape it a little bit. So the next thing I do, so first of all, you'll want to size your nails ahead of time, or now at this point. So the way you do that is it's clear on the back so you can see your finger through it. You want to line it up and with the cuticle, and what you want is for it to fit, but to be a little bit smaller rather than a little bit bigger. If it's a little bigger and it's overlapping onto your skin, those sides that are on the skin will start to peel a little bit, and you don't want that. So the next thing I do, first I have to use the alcohol wipe. I didn't do that yet. So just wipe it down, and that just dries it off, like I said earlier. Just want to make sure it's dry, so I'm just turning on the mini heater just for the purposes of drying my nails quickly and easily. But again, even that can obviously be done with a hair dryer or nothing at all. So the next thing I do, you'll have this wrap, and this is also one cut in half. It comes like this. I've already cut it in half. And then from there, I cut it in half again. So each of these strips will give you at least one full manicure. So this will be for this hand, this will be for this hand. So I cut it in half, and that makes it a little easier for me because it is way too long. My nails aren't even close to this long, but it makes it easy because if I don't want to use tweezers and I don't want to use an orange stick, I can really just pick it up with my fingers. Before I forget, another trick that I do, and I found that it works really well, is just spraying your nails with aerosol hairspray. I don't know if regular hairspray I haven't tried that because aerosol was honestly just what I had in the house the first time I did it. And I think most people do have some somewhere lying around. But I just spray, make sure you get all your nails, and then let that dry too. And all that does is just make a little bit of a sticky barrier, and it's not greasy and it does stay. Just seals the wraps to your nails really well. Okay, so now they're dry again. So, like I was saying, these are way too long. So I'll show you, you can use tweezers, and so you'll just lift it up at the corner, and this, and that's really easy. So then for the hair dryer, what's good with the tweezers is the hair dryer, you can kind of control it more rather than your fingers. You don't want it to come up and hit you on the, and then get stuck or anything. So put it down with the colored side against the table and just warm it for a couple of seconds. That's all it takes. So now it's warm, and I'm just going to place it on my nail. See this? And then press it down. As much as you can. Just, I really try to press it down all the way to get any of the sides or curves that are different for every person. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so here's the next one. And this one I'll do with my fingers. I just got it stuck, but I'm not touching the part that I'm going to put on my nail. A good sign that it's done is when it starts to lift a little, because see how it's bendable? That means that it's warm, because when it gets warm it gets a little loose. So push that down. And I'm going to leave this one for my accent nail. And this one I'm just going to do with the mini heater, also with my fingers. I just find that's easier, but whatever you prefer. And I'm trying to get it down to the base as much as possible without being on the nail bed. Push it down. And now for my thumb, I forget which one I use. This one. The other thing with having them long is, though, that it is kind of hard for you to be maneuvering anything. So you could also cut it at this point if that's what you wanted to do. But you can see it's ready because it's starting to curve. And I'll show you up close. Put it down and smooth it onto the nail. And there you go. So far, that is the orange on one of my hands. So that wasn't too bad. And voila, all my nails are done, but I'm not going to keep it this way, obviously, because that's disgusting. So what I'm doing, I'm not cutting down to the nail yet. I'm just cutting the excess off, and you can do that. You could clip it if you prefer, but this works just fine for me. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my hand in the freezer. This isn't totally necessary. You could just wait a few minutes, but what it will do is kind of just tense the wrap up. So while it was wavy before, it's just going to make it really firm so you can file it really nicely. So that was it. It's firm. And now all I'm going to do is file in a directly downward motion. You'll see that it starts to get, you can kind of see it starting to separate. It looks white. And then it starts to peel. You can see my nail. And what this is doing, it's just getting it at the very edge, which is nice because it gives you a nice clean finish. And this is not the best nail file. I'll grab this one. Much better. Okay, so now it's mostly just stuck to my finger. So I can peel it off. It's a little bit on the corner is still stuck, so I'm just going to remember, I'm always going in a 90-degree angle or even a little bit less so that you can kind of get a little seal on the edge of the nail. But don't go side to side because it can get gritty underneath and make the wrap lift. Okay, so that is it. And then I'm just going to do the rest, as you can see. Smooth. And they're done. The last thing I like to do is just to seal the edges, and this isn't even necessary, but Again, it's just another trick I found that works. Just wrap your finger in a plastic bag, and if you're using a hair dryer, just heat it a bit, don't burn yourself, but just enough so it warms up again, and then just rub. And all that does is, because it's like this, you're sealing every edge. Alright, and then that is it. So I am done with this hand, and at this point you could put cuticle oil on if you wanted, if you were feeling like your nails were dry. But then you're ready to go, and there's no wait time, there's no smudging. So yeah, that's it.